At the tail end of the 90s, a time of significant technological advancement and cultural change where the internet was becoming increasingly ubiquitous, and the idea of virtual reality was becoming more mainstream, came out a movie that is still widely regarded as a milestone in the science fiction genre, The Matrix. Written and directed by the Wachowskis, this 1999's movie tapped into these cultural trends and offered a unique and thought-provoking take on the nature of reality in the age of technology. The film was a critical and commercial success. Today, we're going to ask us a question and to try to think about it and answer it. Is science fiction only for entertainment reasons? This question may seem evident at first. It actually is a lot more complex, and that's why we are going to see some examples of the most known sci-fi movies. Let's start with one that is considered as one of the greatest science fiction, Matrix. It raises profound philosophical questions about the nature of reality. The film's central premise is that the world we perceive as reality is actually a computer simulation created by sentient machines to keep humans under control. The main character, Neo, must grapple with the idea that his entire life has been a lie, and that the reality he thought he knew is just a construct. This concept is rooted in the philosophical idea of skepticism, which questions the reliability of our senses and perception of reality. Skepticism is the philosophical position that it is difficult or impossible to know anything with certainty. Skeptics argue that our senses can be deceptive, our reasoning flawed, and our beliefs influenced by various biases and prejudices. As such, they advocate for a cautious and critical approach to knowledge, emphasizing the need for evidence, logical analysis, and empirical testing in determining what is true. Skepticism has been a central theme in Western philosophy since the ancient Greeks, and has had a significant influence on fields such as science, ethics, and epistemology. The Matrix takes this idea to the extreme, forcing viewers to confront the possibility that everything they know could be an illusion. This raises questions about the nature of knowledge and how we can be sure of anything. In a dystopian future in which genetically engineered replicants are used for dangerous work on off-world colonies and hunted down when they try to escape to Earth, Blade Runner is a science fiction film directed by Ridley Scott that was released in 1982. The film was released in the early 1980s, which was a time of significant political and social change. The Cold War was ongoing, and there was a growing concern over environmental degradation and corporate power. Blade Runner tapped into these cultural trends, offering a bleak and thought-provoking vision of the future. This film explores the nature of humanity and the ethics of artificial intelligence. The film's central conflict revolves around the question of whether or not replicants, androids with human-like intelligence and emotions, are truly human. The protagonist, a Blade Runner named Deckard, is tasked with hunting down rogue replicants, but begins to question the morality of his actions. Blade Runner raises questions about the nature of identity and whether it is tied to our physical bodies or something deeper. The replicants in the film are able to form emotional connections and express a desire for freedom, just like humans. This raises the question of whether or not they deserve the same rights and freedoms as humans. This question is also modern and topical as we continue to develop more sophisticated forms of artificial intelligence. Questions are being raised about the nature of humanity and the ethical implications of creating machines that can simulate human-like thought and behavior. One of the key questions is whether or not machines can ever truly be conscious or possess a sense of self-awareness. This raises concerns about the possibility of creating machines that could potentially surpass human intelligence and even pose a threat to our existence. In addition, there are ethical questions about the treatment of artificial intelligence. Should machines be given rights and protections similar to those of humans? Should we be concerned about the potential for machines to be exploited or abused by humans? These questions are particularly relevant today, as we see more and more advanced forms of AI being developed and integrated into various aspects of our lives, such as the recent ChatGPT or Mid-Journey. It is important for us to carefully consider the ethical implications of these technologies and ensure that they are developed and used in a responsible and ethical manner that respects the dignity and autonomy of all beings, whether they are human or artificial. Interstellar is, finally, a science fiction film directed by Christopher Nolan that was released in 2014. The film follows a group of astronauts who travel through a wormhole in search of a new home for humanity, as Earth is becoming uninhabitable. This movie explores the philosophical concept of time. One of the central themes of the film is the fragility of time and its relationship to human existence. The main character, Cooper, must navigate through the complexities of time to save humanity from a dying Earth. He must travel through a wormhole to find a habitable planet, and upon returning, he discovers that time has moved much more quickly on Earth than for him and his crew due to the effects of relativity. This causes Cooper to miss out on significant moments in his family's life and raises questions about the nature of time and its importance in our lives. Interstellar also explores the idea of determinism versus free will. Is time predetermined, or can we alter its course? Cooper's journey through the wormhole challenges the idea of a fixed timeline and the notion that our future is already set. Instead, the film suggests that our choices and actions can shape the course of time and our destiny. Another philosophical idea that Interstellar touches upon is the concept of time as a construct of the human mind. The film suggests that time is a product of our consciousness and perception, and that our understanding of it is limited by our physical and cognitive abilities. This idea is exemplified by the character of TARS, an advanced AI that experiences time differently than humans due to its programming. Overall, Interstellar offers a deep and meaningful exploration of the philosophical idea of time. The film challenges our traditional notions of time and raises profound questions about its nature and significance in our lives. In conclusion, while science fiction movies may initially appear to be just a form of entertainment, they have the potential to explore complex philosophical questions and challenge our understanding of the world around us. Through imaginative depictions of technological advancements, alien life, and time travel, these films can provide a unique lens through which to examine ethical dilemmas, the nature of humanity, and the role of technology in our society. Furthermore, science fiction movies have the ability to inspire curiosity and creativity, encouraging viewers to think beyond the confines of their current reality and consider new possibilities. They can also serve as cautionary tales, warning us of the potential consequences of unchecked technological progress or societal issues such as climate change. Therefore, while the primary goal of science fiction movies may be to entertain, they have the potential to do much more. By exploring philosophical concepts in imaginative and thought-provoking ways, they can broaden our perspective and inspire us to engage with complex questions about ourselves and our world. Thanks for joining me in this exploration. Feel free to share your thought in the comment and subscribe.